Now, what I love the most about this, before I'm going to let Sniper Mike dive into this, but what I love most about it is we bought it on Friday and sold it on Monday. So there's no better way to start the week when you have a Monday bag and like you wake up to that. So everyone who joined us in this, you had a lot of time to get in, even dipped after hours where you could have got a better price. And a lot of people might have got a better price than us, but this was the play that we played. You actually could have sold it. The stock going all the way to 4, but this is just our play, the way that we know how to play. Like we said, you guys just take in what we're telling you guys. Take it in how you want to, and just see how we made the 1300. So let's do it, dude. Let's break it down.
To 206.
I'm gonna let Mike break this one down.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it,
So
dude.
this is a listed petroleum stock, and one of my favorite things about this stock is we'll have 2 videos on it. We'll have one on the way up, which is this one, and we'll have one on the way down, which is one we went over, I think it was like 4 weeks ago. So it might have been the start of last month. So we might have started last month with a WLL short, and it was over the weekend, I'm pretty sure too, which makes it even crazier.
It was a Friday to Monday.
It was a Friday to Monday short, and this thing completely fucking cracked. So that was our first win, and that's how we got introduced to WLL. And that's one of the best things about this game is you can't keep your eye on all these stocks, but if you do create one master watch list, and I recommend everybody to do it, to go out there and look at all the stocks we make in our chat room, all the stocks we have on our daily watch list. Every stock that you see is brought up and put it on one master watch list. And that's the watch list that you got to go to every day. That's your business, that's your textbook, that's your baby. Sooner than later, it's funny as hell. You'll be the only one to know, but you'll be scrolling down that watch list and you'll be like, oh wow, this guy, here he is. Oh, this man, no, there he is. It's almost like you get to know these people, but they're all stocks, and you know where they are, and when they start to hit certain spots, then you like them, and that just happens off experience and adding stocks to one list. And why I brought all this up, I didn't go off on a tangent this time, is because WLL. This win only came because it was on our list from the win that we got from the short. So we were watching it from the short, and now all of a sudden it's making a huge first screen day. Now, another good part about this is when we did cover our short, it cracked $1. It came back above $1, and it also had a powerful day the next day, and then it had a huge gap up. So we saw what happened. So we realized we picked the right time. We sold the stock, and the stock took off, had a first green day, and then it jumped to another green day. This play we're playing was almost identical to that play on the long side. We just missed that long side, so this time we were like, all right, let's see it. Because we saw it last time. We just didn't play it. And then this one is like, there was another reason behind it. The Dow Jones has been very hot, and this is a petroleum stock. Petroleum stocks usually move with natural gases. Gas is obviously finally has room to go. There's finally people driving cars. There's finally hype around gas. I'm not saying long-term gas. I'm just saying people weren't driving cars for a fucking month, and now they are. People are finally flying planes again. So gas is being bought when it wasn't being bought. And it was only this hype from this weekend. I don't know about gas, and I'm not a gas scientist. I'm just saying I know that the Dow was getting hype, and gas was one of the reasons, was a part of it. So we're going to take a gas stock. We're going to look at the gas stocks, and this is petroleum. So fuck it, let's dive in. So WLL is lining up with one of our patterns. There's only 4 patterns that we play. And if you're going out there and just buying random stocks, try to ask yourself, did that line up to one of the patterns? I mean, you could have different patterns than us. Just make sure when you're playing plays, they're lining up with something. You have to have a plan. And if you're just buying a stock at a price and trying to sell it at another price, yeah, it's going to work out, but not in the long run. So try to have a plan, create something that's consistent. So in this situation, what we're playing is a first green day. Now, we like OTC stocks, but I just gave you the full rundown that we saw this whole thing happen. So actually, this was where we shorted it. So this is the huge gap up we saw. We've seen it in the past. We watched this whole run, and so we actually caught the short after the gap up. So that's where we got to see it. So we saw the gap up happen, huge fucking play, And that's when we're like, we got to short this stock. We actually missed the whole short. I don't forgot where we got it, but it was like right around here, or right around here, actually. We didn't even, I think we just caught this first red day, cracked $1. We liked that it cracked $1, and we sold it instantly in the morning for a huge bag with 1,000 plus. So that's the first bag, and now it's on the watch list. Look at all these bullshit days it has. This is COVID-19. This is COVID-19 completely, the month where we're starting to come back, but things are still slow. There's nothing going on. Now things are starting to get hype again, and here we go. This is Friday. This is the day we played it. We're not interested at any of those days, and I'd have to tell you what would you name this pattern? If you saw this chart right here and you looked at this day and you covered up all this over here, like say you did that, what would you call that? Honestly, if there's a couple words for it, maybe like first big day, but to really sum it up, it's first big green day, first green day. That's the pattern. Try not to make this more complicated than it is. You're just looking at a stock. This is a 1 year chart. These are all the days. All these represent days. First big green day. Always notice what you're playing. Now, let's see what the hell happened on the follow-up here. So we got huge first green day right here. And that's when we say, all right, we're gonna buy it. I gotta zoom in just to show you exactly what happened on the day, because I already gave away what happened, because you guys can see the monster fucking move it made. But here we go. So this is the day that we decided to play it. If you look at it, I'll zoom out. So, all right, I'll come over here so you don't even see what's going on. Because it's hard to see what's going on with all that fucking craziness.
This is how it looks.
So it was flat, deadline flat, and then all of a sudden it's getting hype. Now, this is getting hype where it's holding VWAP towards the end of the day. It's breaking that dollar spot, and it held it from the way morning. So number one, it's breaking $1. Number two, it's up like 30% on a first green day. And then all gas stocks are almost, they're like the talk of the town right now. And at this point, you have stocks like Hertz and Fossil gapping up like fucking crazy. So like, there's just opportunities that are popping up, and this was one of them. So what we wanted to do was, when you do have these opportunities that happen, you can't just buy a stock and say, I'm going to go with it. You got to have a plan and have a risk point. So our risk point here, we waited to the end of the day, because personally, we like to buy in the last hour, because it gives the stock less opportunity to make a mistake. So the stock has a great day, never drops below 115 after 11 o'clock. So it really holds 115 all the way up until the end of the day. And this is where we got interested. Right around that 3 o'clock, it's holding 120. So we got a nice support of 120. We're saying we're going to cut off that. Now let's see if it could break high a day. And right here, it breaks high a day. And we simply buy it because of the hype. We wanted an earlier spot. We kind of wanted it here. But we said we're going to take it. We're going to risk the 120 spot, because that's where, 125 technically, we could even move it 5 cents, but 120 was really going to give it some room, and we're going to go with it, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Now, let me scoot over a little bit. This was a little nerve-wracking because it's a listed stock. Listed stocks are a bit different than OTC stocks. They move overnight. So they're gonna make a little bit of, not overnight, but they're gonna make a little movement after hours. So let's look at the after hours. All right. It actually instantly from the morning drops down, tests the support right away, but we're going to hold this obviously. And there we go. And it gets a bounce and it holds. So we're in business. It closes at 140. We're up 5 cents, 5 cents. This is a typical stock. Usually you look for 15-20% when you wake up in the morning, gap ups if you're happy about it, if you're lucky. Now I'm going to zoom out to show you exactly what happened with this stock. So we're at 130. Or 135, boom. Here's the first start of the morning. You can't even get into stock till 7 a.m. for those of you that don't know that. So these are all just investors, just institutional investors doing shit to the stock. And boom, look at what happens at 7. It starts to move. We loved that. We woke up and I couldn't believe that it was at 190. Couldn't believe our eyes. So we sold it, half of it right away, instantly. And we sold it before this spike right here. But we just couldn't believe it. We didn't want to even give it a chance to go down. We were like, holy fuck. We were up 50%. We were up 1,000 plus all of a sudden. You're like, oh shit. You wake up on Monday morning expecting to start a new week, and now you start the week up $1,000. Why not just take the bag? So we're like, we're going to take half this right away to make sure that we have at least $500 in the bag. because this is an amazing start to the week. And boom, it gets a great spike past 2, all the way to 225. Insane spike. We loved it even more. Now we're like, holy shit, we liked it at 190. We fucking love it at 225. That's almost, it's almost 100% on your money. You're getting close to it because we were at $1.30. So at that point, we sold half already at 190. We're like, fuck it. We had a 220 limit in. It dipped a little bit here, but it popped back up to 220, and we got the fuck out. Pre-market, before the day even started, we made $1,300 plus in this stock, and we only risked $2,000. I mean, we only had 63%. We had like 2,400 on the line to make 13 to 1,400. It was like 1,370. That is amazing. And for those that did let this happen, well, I'm going to show you what happened the rest of the day. Congratulations. If you held on to it, it shot all the way to 4. You could have tripled your money. Now, we aren't going to tell you to go guess the top, because look what happens. It falls out. And now look what happens today. It's all the way back down below. Well, right at the spot we pretty much bought it. The key is grabbing the bag when you have it. Don't think that this thing's going to go to 10 just because you saw 100% move overnight. You got to grab this bag. And we were happy with 50%. And at this point, mentally, you could be upset. But 50% is 50% on your money, and it's hard to find that. So pat yourself on the back and move on, no matter what happened with the stock.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was amazing. And honestly, it turned into one of those shorts that we could have been a part of. But who knows? This stock was a wild animal with petroleum, with the news that it had. You know, everything that was going on. We said we enjoy this 1,300. We'll move on from WLL and maybe catch a short sooner than later again. Or a long again. But this is a New York Stock Exchange stock. It's a bit different than an OTCs, but it shows you that it is very possible to make money on these stocks as long as you have a good cut. So that's WLL, WhitingPetroleumCorp.com.
Listed first green day, baby.
Listed first green day.